See, let's go with the video, YouTube, properties. Do you hear anything? Let's go over here. Do we hear anything? I don't hear anything. Properties. Do you hear anything? Let's go over here. Do we hear anything? There we go. Everything's rocking and rolling. I'd say. Now I have to get completely back to the real world here. Ah, yes. Here we go. Who knows? Oh well, we'll get it. We'll give it that little. We'll give it that look. Yes, we hear stuff. Good, thanks. Hey, thanks, Style Consultant. Yeah, my camera quit working. Couldn't turn it on. Couldn't turn it off. Unplugged it. Plugged it back in. We'll chop this out if you're not watching live, and if you are watching live, just go give me a ho 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 or something. Okay, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Oh my goodness. Anybody's guess what's going to happen next. Okay, first let's go to Tom Fishburne because that's what happened to come up. Let's see if I can find Tom Fishburne on the thing here. Let's see. No, here it is over here. Okay. Don't tell them the dog ate your homework. Just say there were supply chain issues. Right. Okay, and that's the excuse du jour, right? Supply chain issues have become the go-to excuse for just about everything. Okay, yet supply chain excuses are starting to wear thin, like when they suggest an accessory item to your purchase to add to your cart, only to tell you several days later that it'll be 4 weeks for delivery. I was explaining to one of my kids the other day that in the old days, which is the only thing I know, right? But in the old days, we used to set up our order processing system so that if someone was looking at an item and there was only one left, we would allocate that item temporarily to that person. And if another person came along and was looking at it, we would tell them it was out of stock. Now, we might not get that first order, and we might lose the second one because we said it was out of stock. But better to have one customer think it's out of stock than to sell it to 2 customers and not have any. And that's the kind of ethical order processing system that you need to keep in mind, unlike most today, which just keep selling whether there's anything there or not. And so Tom Fishburne goes over to the infamous 2018 supply chain, which KFC changed the distribution partners in the UK and literally ran out of all chicken. And they had to close 750, we euphemistically call them restaurants, indefinitely. And people were calling the police and complaining that they couldn't get their chicken, and the police didn't know what to do, and it was big news. I mean, this was the only big supply chain issue at the time, so nobody could just slough it off. So, or cluck it off. Anyway, so here's what KFC did. They did an ad like this. Instead of KFC, they did FCK. And basically, Jenny Packwood said, we took control of the narrative. Everybody wanted to talk about our chicken bucket instead of when we would get open and whether we were paying our employees and all the rest of it. This totally shut down the story having its own momentum, and all of the attention was focused on our response. Yeah. Okay, the response was that. And I think that was kind of what happened with Peloton. It was so funny because all of a sudden you've got a totally fictional series where the guy dies on a Peloton. It's totally fictional, right? And nobody wants to just say, this is all made up. It's all made up. And so Ryan Reynolds' agency shows the guy, talking with his trainer saying, let's go again. Life is too short not to ride around, ride on my Peloton. and illustrating that he's not dead. He didn't get killed on a Peloton. None of it's real. None of it is real. What a great follow-up. I hope Ryan Reynolds had something to do with it. He narrated it, and I talked over it because I couldn't hear what was going on yesterday. Which brings me to Getir. Okay, I've got so much fun today. Getir launches their first Christmas ad, and this was where the article really lost me, is when they let the Getir spokesperson talk. It was founded in Istanbul, which I didn't know, and it's new to the UK. But here's what they said. They said, Getir is here as your trusty companion, helping to save the day and give back your precious time this Christmas. Way too long. Just say Getir saves Christmas. Okay, so now, no matter what goes wrong in the kitchen, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we're going to open never mind. It wasn't worth reading. So anyway, let's see if I can get over to the YouTube and make this work. If this does, I'll be amazed. Oh yeah, it seems like it is. Okay, so let's get over to the YouTube and play it. Here we go, over here.
It's gonna be a Merry Christmas in every single way.
Okay, it's a typical dad, blame the dad. The dad lights the pudding. I don't know if you saw that. It went a little fast. We'll go back a little bit. Okay, here he is lighting the pudding. And he's got a little too much brandy, which this would never happen. If you've ever seen brandy ignite, you can hardly see it. This is like gasoline. It's like worse than it was probably put in. And then the wife comes with this fire extinguisher and wrecks the pudding. You didn't have to wreck the pudding. Just let it flame out.
What?
Anyway, so now the room. I don't even know if a CO2 extinguisher would wreck the pudding. It might be okay if it dried off. Put a little more brandy on it. That's the way I think about cooking. The Burn It Up cooking show.
Thanks, Getir, for saving.
It's called Getir.
Getir.
There you go. Getir. You've got it. Okay, so it's a food delivery service, and they can save your Christmas. But before Christmas, come over to WDMA.org. We're getting quite a few registrations. And you say, well, there won't be room for me. Yes, we always have room, and the style consultant's in charge, so I don't get to talk. And so you'll have plenty to say. You'll get to meet some really good people. Everybody really enjoys these things. This is our second annual meet and greet. So it's especially a tip of the hat to people who aren't yet members and who aren't in Wisconsin, in the Wisconsin DMA, the World DMA. We're the DMA. No worries. Anyway, is there anything else left to say? Let's go back to the PDFs and see if we can find the PDFs. I'll close this. And here's the PDFs. Oh, yeah. Dr. Fu, this is kind of a downer. I should have gone to the next story, but I'm not going to go to any more stories. But Dr. Fu says human marketers did just exactly what the bots wanted them to. Give them more money. More clicks does not mean ads were better targeted. More humans clicked on them. More clicks just means more clicks by bots. So as long as all you do is look at the clicks, what happens is so you decide, well, we're going to advertise on first party, where we know what's going on. We're going to put our ad up on Forbes, okay? I remember one time when we were doing card decks compared to regular display advertising. We put an ad in the Wall Street Journal, just a small ad. And it cost us $200 per thousand $200 per lead. Whereas we could generate leads for $2 a piece in a card deck. And so, we were under and so we told ourselves, well, yes, but the $200 leads are much more likely to convert. It wasn't true at all. There wasn't any correlation between the price we paid for the lead and the close rate on the lead, because people don't know what they want. They say, oh, maybe I'll look at this, and they click there, and that's why the bounce rate is up north of 50%. Google admits it. On landing pages, it's 80%. So whatever the average of that is it's like 65%. So anyway, human marketers did exactly what the bots wanted them to. give them more money. So the programmatic campaigns appear to perform so well because the bots are clicking on the ads to trick marketers into giving them more money. When marketers see programmatic media driving much higher engagement than the real publishers with real human audiences, you put it in front of real human audiences, you probably get fewer clicks, right? Fewer clicks. So then we move our money away from the real publishers with real humans, and we give it to the programmatic exchanges. And that's what the bots want. This doesn't mean the ads were better targeted. Decline. Oh, geez. Susan. I don't even know how to stop it now. How could you possibly do that? Okay. Sorry, that was my wife. More clicks does not mean ads were better targeted or more humans clicked on them. More clicks just means more clicks by bots. And so here he shows what's going on. He says, okay, the annual digital ad spend is gone up and up and up and up and up. It used to have low average click rates, and the date scale has got eaten somehow. But this is from like 2009 up until 2021. Now we have high costs and huge click rates, but it's bots. So think about that the next time you want to advertise digitally. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Bye-bye. Oops. Yeah. Oops. Thanks for the link, Keith. That's the link to the Jingle Mingle. That's where we're not going to do it on this channel on YouTube or LinkedIn. We're going to do a Zoom call. So you got to go there and register to get the links. That's what Style Consultant set it up. We have to have some exclusivity. There's no charge, and you don't have to be a member, but you do have to come and participate.